Oh, there was a bite. Come on back and get it. There we go. Got him that time. Wow, what a great bite and what a great way to start the day, boys. I'm throwing top water in the middle of the day. It's cloudy, so I got all kinds of activity on the surface. I couldn't resist breaking out again. My little head and spitting image right here, guys. That bait right there just emulates every bit of a shad that's out there. And that was literally my second cast. I had a little pop just as I was bringing it back in. Didn't even have a chance to get down here and get my pliers out. The fish are going to come up top if they school, and they're going to be a lot of times down on the bottom or close to the bottom. So we're going to play with some different techniques and have a little fun today. So just stay tuned. There we go. That's number 2. Guys, that's only 3 casts later. I'm telling you what, middle of the day, it's a no-brainer. Cloud cover, just the slightest little bit of wind. Now, I don't think I'm going to be catching a lot of big fish this way. Oh, but there he goes. I'll count him. He was just over the over the deck of the boat, so we'll give him a little credit on that one. But bottom line is, a lot of big fish in these little schoolies out here. I think the bigger fish are definitely going to be down deep. I'm probably going to find them right off these same situations. I'm out off these points, and I know there's a couple little weed lines out here. And I got the Carolina rigs. I've got some heavy duty stuff to drag on the bottom, even some big crankbaits. So I'm just going to play for a minute. I'm just going to get my day going and get my hook set skills back honed into play here, and see if we can lock down a bunch of fun schoolies here with the top water bait, and then move into some bigger baits and some bottom baits, see if we can get some bigger ones. There we go. Oh my gosh, that was quick on a Carolina rig, guys. That was real quick on a Carolina rig. Guys, I only went a couple casts without a bite on that top water. I felt like, you know what, I got a couple top water. Let's go down deep and see if there's anything just a touch bigger. And look at that. There it was. That's a little bit bigger fish than those first 2 top water fish. Got myself a Carolina rig, lizard. I got a zoom. Ow, if I don't spike my hand, let's get under your lip a little easier. Guys, I'm telling you, Carolina rig in the summertime is a no-brainer. That's only my second cast with it and got that beauty. All right, so Carolina, zoom lizard, just green pumpkin with a little dipped chartreuse tail. This water is stained for this lake. This lake normally isn't this stained, so I got a little dip tail on it. The sun's in and out, and this setup's pretty simple. 7-foot to medium heavy. This is a Shimano Zodius rod. Absolutely awesome setup. I've got 50-pound braid to a 12-pound test fluorocarbon leader, and that's just a 3/0. It's a wide gap straight shank hook, the grip pin by Mustad, so absolutely perfect for a little thin lizard like that. So just going to drag it slowly across the bottom. Again, there's a weed edge off this point, and I'm just bringing it through it. Every now and then, I'll just take my rod tip to get that little weight, bead, and clacker action going to draw some attention, and hopefully I'll get popped again. This happens to be a tungsten sinker. It's about 3/4 of an ounce, really dense, and it makes a lot of noise up against that clacker and that bead. So I'm feeling bottom. I'm feeling it come through the weeds, and I'm feeling some hard cover down there, some rocks and such. So really great way to cover water down deep and feel what's down there, feel the structure, the drop-offs, and then feel any cover that's down there, maybe brush piles or a stump or a rock or two. Oop. Oh man, definitely felt a bite there. There he is. Oh my God, he came back for it. Wow, that was cool, man. That feels like a better fish. Not that much better, but wow, that is cool. I felt him take it, and he let go. And then one just hit the brakes and just let it sit there for a second. One little drag, and he tagged it. How cool is that? There we go. Another decent chunky little fish on the Carolina rig, guys. Just an absolutely awesome technique in the summertime. I love this thing. Haven't thrown it much. Haven't thrown it much in a while. It's just one of those things when it comes to timing and time and place and weather and conditions and time of year. So that's a good look at that Mustad grip pin, straight shanked. It's a little wider gap hook. It's just an absolute deal. You know, those extra wide gap hooks that just stick way out on these thin style baits, either worms or lizards, just a little much. And then when I Texas rig these, instead of coming perpendicular out the bait, I do like to just go ahead and get these perfectly buried into the bait itself, and you get a really straight setup that way, perfectly straight. And I bring that hook out just a hair and then back it out. That way you've got a little spot for that hook to break out. And boy, with the long sweeping hook set on these Carolina rigs, it's hard to miss. So let's get back out on that point and launch another Carolina rig into the mix. right on the drop off. Oh my God, he crushed that one. Oh my God, what a hit. That was great. Let's see if this is a little bigger. Yeah, I think it's a little bit bigger than that last one, but that's back-to-back casts and maybe only one cast in between the last one I got. Look at this thing. These things are smoking it. And what I figured is that they have the drop off right before the weed lines where they are. So if I just keep dropping that right on top of them, they're just going to keep eating, and it's just going to be non-stop because there are tons of fish in this lake, a lot of them that size. But how fun is that, folks? I'm telling you what, if I'm going to smoke 20, 30, maybe more fish today, I won't argue that at all. If I don't get that 4 or 5 pounder or even bigger, I'm happy with those all day long. Wouldn't you be? Well, why don't we start off on this point like we did on the first one with the top water. Might as well cover some water, cover all the water columns, and see what we can do. I'm not really fishing the middle levels or for suspended fish. I know there probably are some fish suspended, but basically the bigger fish are going to be down deep. Some fish will come up to the top. This bait's got a little rattle in it and this little ripple, and this cloud cover, even though we're in the middle of the day, should pick up a couple fish, and I still see fish breaking everywhere, so I might as well give it a shot and just see if this point even holds some fish. So here we go. All right, enough of the top water. They didn't want that, so I'm going to go right back to the Carolina rig and drag that thing on the bottom and see how that does. There we go. Oh, sorry about bumping the GoPro, guys, but I got myself my first fish on the next point on the Carolina rig. So nothing on the top water to start off with, but right here in about 12 to 15 feet of water is a chunky little summer bass. Nothing huge, but they're fish down there, so this is where we're going to find them a lot. And if there's going to be a big one, that's the same place he's going to be. It's just this particular lake has a lot of small fish in it, but just fun as they can be. So not a big one, hooked really well with this mustad, and she's going back. Feel a lot of stumps and a lot of good cover down there for these fish to hang by. Almost feels like there's some brush piles down there too. No weed edges over here, just rocks and stumps from what I can feel. And that's what this Carolina rig does for you. It lets you feel everything that's down there. So I'm coming off the drop off. It's up in about the highest point, it's about 10 feet, and it drops all the way off into, gosh, I'm in 33 feet of water right now. So real steep drop off, and there's fish right on the lip as it drops off, hanging on some of those little stumps and some of those rocks. There we go. Oh, he's biting it. Man, they were on this thing. Let's see if he comes back for it. There he goes. There he goes. Got it that time. Yeah, he was tagging it. It wasn't a huge fish. He's decent. He's got a little pull to him. But again, I don't think we're going to be finding too many big ones in here. But when we do, it's just a treat. So let's see what we got. Oh, decent. Not too bad a fish. I'll take him in here any day. A little more meat to him. Sweet. tearing up my brush hogs, though. I'm glad I have a whole bag of those. That's just a great, great deal. All right, catching some fish today. Good numbers. There we go. I gave it to, oh man, he's swimming at me. Little guy, but he got hooked. Oh boy, that's a little dink, but he's in the chin. Back you go. There we go, guys. Oh, I love it. This is not, I don't think it's a very big fish, but it's a nice little bite on a wobble head. So I got myself a fish on a biffle bug with a, I'll show you what I've got here. This is pretty cool, and it's a really great concept and a great way to fish during the summertime. So there it is. Let me get the fish off of it, and I'll show it off to you. Little guy, just a dink, but it is the biffle bug. Check it out. So that's the biffle bug. That is it's a 1/2 ounce fast attach football wobblehead by Mustad. So that actually is just like that. You get the actual weight and you get this little fast attachment. You can hook up any type of hook you want to it. So you can basically have a wobblehead for a worm. You can have a wobblehead for a creature bait like this, which is the biffle bug. That's a 4/0 extra wide gap grip pin attached to a fast attach by Mustad. So it's a little wobblehead. So I'm just dragging it across the bottom, maintaining contact at the bottom, and literally like a crankbait, just drag it across the bottom. It's just digging and digging, and those little tentacles are just doing their thing. And I just picked up myself a little dink on a wobblehead. So let's see if we can get a couple more of these. Just keep mixing it up, you know, guys. It's summertime, so anything dragging on the bottom, whether it be a big old Carolina rig, the wobblehead, or even get yourself a topwater bite, anything goes in the summertime. Oh, it feels like a better fish, folks. I don't know. Let's see what I got. Is that even a bass? Yeah, it is. He's just up on top. Guys, I was convinced I'd find everything on the bottom. I got a couple topwater fish, and look at this. A suspended bass on an underspin. An underspin with a rage tail swimmer, I think it is. It's basically the Strike King version of the Kitech 3.8. So yeah, I just put that on. I literally just put that on, had 2 bites. I actually didn't set my drag and lost the first one, but got that second one. So folks, this has been just an awesome day of all kinds of fishing from top to bottom to middle. Oh boy, that feels like a decent fish. It's so hard to tell when these fish smack this underspin. It's such a great bite. That's a decent fish, nothing crazy. About what I'd expect from this lake, but another fish on an underspin. Cool, cool. Actually, that's a decent fish, and maybe probably the biggest fish of the day. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So there it is. And that's a 1/4 ounce head by just a quarter ounce head by Fish Head Spin. Just the classic no-brainer Fish Head Spin, like I said, with that little 3.8 size swim bait. So getting torn up, that might need another one, so let's get back out there. No way. Is that for real? Do I really have fish on? I can't believe it. I set the hook on a fish, let it go, guys, and then dropped it back down. Before I could even start reeling it back up, I got another fish, back-to-back casts. My little rage tail swimmer got jacked up, and I realized I didn't bring any more. I had one set up on that exclusively, and I didn't bring any more of the baits. I got myself pretty much a dink, and I went to the classic. Guys, this has been the huge thing lately. These scrounger heads. Look, I had some scrounger heads, same company, Fish Head Spin, and I had a bunch of flukes. So I went ahead and put the scrounger head. I'm getting that crazy wobbling, kicking action. Same concept what's going on with that underspin. Instead, it doesn't have the flash, it doesn't have the boot tail, but the scrounger is making that straight-tailed fluke do all the action. So I just threw it right back into the suspended fish and whacked another one. Back-to-back casts. Let's do it again, guys. There's a bunch of fish right here suspended. So let's see if I can do this in time. That thing basically just dropped. I'm counting down 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And I'm starting my slow, steady retrieve. And it got popped. Must have let go. And then when I set the hook and then let it go, it started sinking at 8 and on the fall. So yeah, they like this little scrounger deal. This is a light head also. I don't think this is more than a 1/4 ounce. So with that fluke and a real narrow body, it's not very heavy and it's perfect for suspended fish. So let's see what happens here. Nothing on the second cast. I'm a little off my spot a little bit. I'm gonna have to move in a little bit closer. Oh, there he is. Oh boy, God, that was a hit. My goodness, feels like a better fish. Man, they love this thing. They are smoking it. Wow, I wonder if we got a bigger fish here, folks. Yep, I do have a bigger fish. Nice. Not huge, but they're smoking it, guys. Wouldn't you love to be fishing and catching them all sorts of different ways in the summertime like this? I do. It's freaking awesome. I love it. I don't get out enough, and when I get out and it's like this, it just makes it all worth it. So let's keep on these fish, because I think they're just all over this point, and they're right there. There we go, another one. Man, they're hitting it hard too. Oh, this is a decent fish. Oh, it looks bigger. Yep. Oh, it was a little bit bigger fish, but he got off. I felt him short strike it, so it's no surprise he got off. That's cool. That is cool. This is really good action right here for some power fishing on the point for suspended fish in the middle of the summertime. Let's see if we can get another one about that bigger. Did I get him that time? I sure did. Golly, it's funny how they smack it, you kill it, and they come back and they eat it. Awesome. This is fun. Just good times right here with some good numbers. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I knew that was a bite. That felt good. That felt really good the way it stopped it. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. Still not quite the size that I'm hoping for, but it's still a nice fish, guys. And they're smoking this. Oh, and he got off again. Another one got off. Oh, I know the hooks are sharp. It's just a tricky bite. I'm casting it really far, so getting a hook set that far off is sometimes tough, but they're killing it, guys. They are killing it. Cool bait. The scrounger head. This one happens again to be by the fish head spin. So 1/4 ounce on a fluke. It's a suspended fish. I'm counting down to about 5. Just 5 to 6 count after it hits the water, and just a super slow reel. Just 12-pound test, fluorocarbon, 7-foot medium action, fast taper, medium power, fast taper action rod, and away we go. Oh boy, that was a good hit. Got a little fish though. Oh my God. First cast on this point, guys. I'm back to where I started. I came way back over to the same spot where the topwater bite was on, or the Carolina bite happened. And guys, this little scrounger head is finding these suspended fish. Too fun. Let's see if there's any size to any of the fish on this end. Coming at me. God, I thought I lost him for a minute. He kept coming and coming. Nothing big, guys. Nothing big. Just another Carolina rig fish. Darkened up my color a little bit and the sun came out. So back to the bottom. Everything from mid-levels to top to bottom. It's awesome. Back he goes. Little guy. It's getting to be like every cast, folks. Like every cast with this Carolina rig. There's some little guys though. There's a dink on a Carolina rig. It catches them all. There we go. Oh, what a bite. I didn't even think about it. He just took it and it was on. That's a little bit better fish. All right, cool. Yeah, that's strong Carolina rig bite. He about took it out of my hand. Very cool. Nothing big, but boy, he was a fighter. There's one in the brush. I felt that brush pile. I know there's a brush pile out here. There's got to be a brush pile and a weed line. I went right through it, popped it once, felt the bite, and there he was. God, the numbers are insane today. Absolutely crazy numbers. Tiny little fish, but God, they're fun. Unbelievable. It's non-stop, guys. It really is. You know what I'm gonna do just for fun? I'm gonna quit with the oh, there he goes. I'm gonna stop with this Carolina rig as soon as I get this guy and have him spike me 16 times. Stop. Thank you. Good Lord. These guys are feisty. All right. So I'm going to go to a shaky head. I'm going to go to a shaky head and just feel the bite of a shaky. I love shaky head fishing, so I'm just going to throw a shaky head in there. I know where all these fish are. They're all pretty small. Every now and then there's a bigger fish that bites on this lake. I'm just going to have fun, throw a whole bunch of different stuff in there. So let me throw a shaky head here for a minute and see how that produces. There we go. That didn't take very long. First cast with a shaky head right on top of the same point. Just feels good to pick up a different rod and launch a fish like that. I was just throwing a 3/16 shaky head with a trick worm, just a green pumpkin trick worm. So I'm gonna rig that back up and go back and try and keep one in the boat. Back-to-back casts, guys, back-to-back casts. Incredible. Just a 10-pound test fluorocarbon leader on 12-pound braid with that same jig head I was just telling you about and that same trick worm. Come here. That time he wasn't going anywhere. Awesome. Folks, I'm not showing you every fish. I'm telling you right now, since I put that shaky head on, I have literally got a bite on every single cast, and there's probably been about a dozen casts. I've either lost a worm, missed the fish, or brought it in and showed one of them, or two of them, or three of them to you. So I'm just going to keep throwing the shaky head because I've got action, guys, and it's just a matter of time before something decent hits. But I've been out here before where I've caught, honestly, I'm not joking, anywhere from 30 to 50 bass, and haven't caught one over 2 pounds. So it says a lot about the management of this lake. A lot of these little fish need to be taken out of here, and I don't like to eat bass, but a lot of them need to be thrown up on the bank for the raccoons, I guess, to help manage the situation, because they're just way overpopulated when it comes to the smaller fish, and sometimes just clearing out a bunch of the smaller fish just makes room for the bigger ones and makes room for other ones to grow, essentially, is what that is. So let's just see if we can pull off one of the big ones tonight. If not, I'm just having a blast. And there's a bite again. Another one. Jeez Louise. Man, oh man, oh man. This doesn't feel very big at all. Another little same old size as most of them. At least I'm fishing on a lighter rod. That big old 7.2 medium heavy with that Carolina rig doesn't let me enjoy the fight that much. There goes the bait. And there goes the bass. Wow, what a jump. That was awesome. Chunky little shaky head bass. A little bit bigger, a little bit bigger than some of the ones I've been catching in here. Just barely hooked right there. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave this point alone for a minute. It's getting to the point where I'm thinking I might get out of here. I'm worn out, and there's a topwater bite that will happen a little bit later, but it's about a 2-hour ride home from here. I'm gonna hit a couple more points, see if I can get that one big fish, but I might not stick around all night. It's been brutal out here. It's hot. I'm wiping my eyebrows every couple minutes trying to keep the sweat off, just like a steam bath out here. But I'm gonna hit this other point over here with the shaky head. The shaky head just killing it, absolutely killing it. So I'm gonna stick with this and see if we can pull a couple more off. Hopefully I'll be able to show you that one big fish out of this beautiful lake out here in Virginia, and then we'll go from there. Let's play it by ear. Let's see what I can do. What the hell? Oh my God, that was crazy. I wasn't even looking. Let's see if that fish wants to come. Talk about right next to the boat. Wow, that was awesome, guys. Here I am throwing topwater last minute, guys. I'm getting ready to get out of here. And that fish was hungry and wanted to eat my bait right here. Oh my God. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm trying to get that one more fish for the road. It's been awesome. It's been incredible. There's fish blowing up all around me. No schooling action right now. Just individual fish is blowing up all over the place like that one. So let's see if we can get them. Let's see if we can get one more fish, and we'll call it a night. There we go. Let's see if we keep him on here. Oh my gosh, just a itty bitty little one to call it a night. He's giving me a good little fight. Took a hot little minute there to get my last little sign out fish here on this lake that's just been absolutely ridiculous. I gotta tell you guys, I'm not joking. I probably caught legitimately between 30 and 40 fish today. I haven't showed you, I don't know how many I'm gonna show you in this video, but a lot of these little ones, but numbers. You can't argue numbers in the summertime. That's what it's all about sometimes, but we can't complain, because when you're catching fish like that and you're staying busy, there ain't nothing to complain about. So folks, as always, I appreciate you joining me. As always, I appreciate you subscribing. Until we meet again, over and out.